Hello, this is Fam Electric Ghost. I got the muted on.
Hello.
How you guys?
Hi. Hey.
Hey, so yeah, we've this is like I think our third time talking, and I see you got your new single out there from the Remains of the Ruins. So I wanted to talk to you guys. I saw you guys were doing some videos
Oh
on
yeah.
Instagram, so I just wanted to get in touch with you guys again because we had talked to you about your album Ripped Jeans and Snakebites, and yeah, we just wanted to talk to you again.
Nice. Thank you.
So maybe you can tell everybody a little bit about like what you're doing today. I'll just give some your information on Spotify says you're from St Albans, United Kingdom now. That's where you guys are now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's up to date. We'll include that on this episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So is this new single from a new album, or are you guys just running singles now?
We're just running singles at the moment, but we don't know whether we're going to make an album or not, or whether make a completely new one.
Oh, okay. Well, are there more singles on the way, or is this like what they're pushing?
We've got quite a few in the process at the moment, but
Oh,
they're really early stages at the moment.
yeah, that seems like the industry is really into doing a lot of singles nowadays. A lot of people are consistently doing a lot of singles, so that seems to be the trend. Okay, so maybe tell us like what you're doing in terms of your music, because this song is a lot, like there's a lot going on in the production on this. So maybe you want to talk about how you came up with this new track. If you're doing any kind of new like a new approach or anything.
I think we're just experimenting really with different kind of genres of rock because it's quite heavy with the riffs and stuff.
Yeah. So what's inspiring you? And I know you had said you were heavily inspired by Green Day, but are there other bands that are kind of bringing this to your own music, or is this your own experimentation?
Yeah, it's kind of our own experimentation, but we've got influences from more like metal bands. Bring Me the Horizon, System of a Down, like bands like that.
Yeah, I can hear the System of a Down influence. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite good fun because, well, I think it's probably things are completely different to that. So we're kind of experimenting with a number of different genres within rock. Yeah, just want to try different things out and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, like Green Day, like their new album, they're actually doing some kind of soul influence and hip hop influence and like falsetto and some of their new stuff. They're actually trying some new things, so it's interesting because they were kind of always into like really that hardcore punk sound, kind of like a variation of the Clash and doing these rock operas, and now they've kind of like gone back to doing like original, like Dookie type of like an album that doesn't actually have a theme, but songs that are kind of just strung together, but and different influences. So it's in music. It seems that a lot of bands have to eventually they start growing. You change what your influences are. Are you guys still recording yourselves? Are you still like engineering and using your own home studio?
Yep, everything is recorded ourselves. Still kind of just improving as we go, just learning from YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Are you still using the same tools you used for Ripped Jeans? Or are you using new like a new DAW? Or are you using the same type of system you were using before?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah, but just using different techniques like with producing it. Yeah, just with adding more layered guitars and more
overdubs. You're doing a lot more overdubs on it.
Yeah, and harmonies and things like that. I think with Ripped Jeans and Snakebites, we literally only used one guitar for the whole kind of for the whole track. So
how many overdubs in this song of the guitar are there?
I think there's about, I don't know, it depends. I think there's about 4 or even 5 guitars with it. I think that's not including bass as well. 3 of the same, and then there's a lead guitar on top of that.
Yeah,
playing a different tune. Yeah, I always make Jack do a harmony guitar as well, just to make it thicker.
Is this a single bass track, or you did multiple variations on the bass too?
I think it was just single bass. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just single. But...
And did you introduce some like synth pads or something too, right?
Yeah, I think we will have a MIDI keyboard that we use, so we kind of just experiment with different synthesizers within Logic.
Yep.
So, yeah, but it's only, well, if you listen to like the intro to It Remains of the Ruins, it's got some weird kind of like violins and like soundscape kind of.
Yeah, I heard that, you know, because I'm a big synth guy, so I'm always, I kind of caught my ear. It's like, oh, you guys are introducing that. That's kind of cool. Cause as soon as you introduce the keyboards, then you can you can change the direction of your music. You know, because you can introduce the chords and the orchestral stuff, and you can do all kinds of cool things to kind of open it up and get that kind of System of a Down kind of sound that they do. But any of the bands that kind of go that way, that's kind of interesting to me. But yeah. So are you guys like, talk about the videos you guys were making? I saw some of your Instagram videos. Like you had one video where you said, well, we went out to do this video and then you like lost the tape or something and you had to do it again. Maybe tell that story.
Yeah, so we basically we started, well, we hadn't even finished the whole of the Remains of the Ruins song, like recording it, but we just decided we'd start making a music video. And I just had this old kind of Canon DSLR camera and just filmed like pretty much the whole music video, and then went to upload it onto my computer, and then the file was just corrupted. So we tried to get them back, but that didn't work. So we just had to film it all over again. And yeah, so we actually filmed it all over again twice.
Yeah, that's frustrating when like you have some technology goes bad and you lose something. Yeah, because I mean, I use SD cards, you know, because I use like a Zoom R24, and one time I had a card that was like bad, and I had spent like, you know, 2 hours like working on something, and that was the only tape of what I did. And then like I go back and it's like, oh, it can't read. I'm like, it really, you know, pisses you off.
Yeah, so frustrating.
Yeah, because sometimes you could try to go back to something you were doing, but you never probably ever get exactly what you did. Yeah, and it kind of pisses you off because you're like, damn, it's like now that's totally gone.
Yeah. We're just glad that it's over now. It's out.
Yeah, but I mean, then you never know. Maybe your approach, you know, your second take, you came up with some new ideas. Did you feel like you were able to do what you wanted to do in your second version?
Yeah, I think so, pretty much. I think we did change a couple of things, just like where we actually filmed the shots. But it was pretty much the same. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So you didn't like, it wasn't the total loss of what your original intent was.
Yeah. It turned out okay, I guess. We only had a £10 budget though, so we actually just bought some masks and then put them on and then just did some random stuff.
Yeah, so the idea about the mask, like, is that just something you came off the cuff, or is it like central to some of the new stuff you're doing?
Yeah, it's kind of just random, really. Just thought, you know, because we have another music video for When the Sun Explodes from Jeans and Snakebites, and it was quite a boring video, so I thought, you know, maybe if you just, you know, spice it up.
Spice it up with something new. That's cool. Yeah, because I'm into wearing masks, and that's the whole thing. My ghost like thing is to wear these kind of phantom masks and stuff. But yeah, so I experiment with like different variations of my LED masks when I do my shows and stuff. But I'm always trying to get the next version, you know, because the technology and like these LED masks, you know, from when I started in 2016, it's totally different now, and the quality of the LEDs. So like, the version of the Phantom like 1.0, now there's a Phantom 3.0. Because technology keeps on shifting, I can do cooler things. But yeah, so are you guys doing more shows, like live shows? Have you been playing more live, or have you been concentrating on writing new material?
We've done like 1 or 2 shows this year. Was it 1 show? Oh, no, we did 2 shows this year.
Mm-hmm.
But we're mostly focusing on writing.
Yeah, our last show went really badly, so yeah, it's kind of half put us off at the moment. But
what happened? You had technical problems, or you had problems with the venue?
The E string on the guitar snapped like 2 songs in, so then we couldn't really play anymore. That's like the most important string.
Yeah, it's the only time ever we've forgotten to bring a second guitar as well. So yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Oh, it sucks. So the club wouldn't give you a chance to like reconfigure?
Well, to be fair, there was another band playing, and they offered to lend a guitar, but it was left-handed, so it's kind of
that's hard. That sucks. Well, I kind of give you a heads up on like having backup stuff.
Yeah, definitely lesson learned for sure. But yeah, we might be playing another show maybe towards the end of the year, maybe. But
that's cool.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah, it's always hard. I mean, I've been in a mode this year where I've been totally focused on writing material because I got picked up by a label, so I was spending all my time writing for the label. And now I've started to do some Facebook Live shows again, and preparing to go more into 2020, get to New York and Boston. That's kind of where I go because I'm near there. And in 2016 I did a bunch of shows in Boston and New York, and now I'm trying to get back into that mode. But I spent so much time trying to get on the label, and I got on the label, and then I just been recording for the label and making videos and stuff. Yeah, but it's just like a different mindset. So now I'm like, well, you know what? I got to get in front of people again.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so have you guys thought about playing with like other bands or collaborating with other artists? Have you, or you just figured that you guys want to stay within like the Muted, or do you want to like try to work with anybody else as like a collaboration or something?
Well, we have had a couple of people reaching out to us to collaborate, but we're not really sure. I think we quite like doing it on our own at the moment, just because kind of it's just easier because it's all at home. But yeah, maybe in the future we might collab. Yeah,
we're a bit more established.
So are the bands they're asking you to collab? Are they like bands that are like punk bands like yourself, or like hip hop, or a different type of artist, or in the same genre?
Yeah, we had one band from India actually.
Wow.
What they called Shock Blast or something.
Yeah.
I think the lead singer from that wanted to do a collab with us.
Well, that would be interesting. That would be kind of cool.
We might do something with him in the future, and we also had an old school friend of ours asked to do a collab, and he's like a dubstep kind of guy.
Yeah.
Or EDM.
Like an EDM DJ. You'd want to bring some live power to his track.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm not sure how that would have worked, but
yeah, I've been noticing that electronic musicians have been realizing that EDM kind of gets stale because the structure that you do the drop, you do the structure, and it keeps on. A lot of the bands have the same techniques, and they use the same plugins, they use the same beats, and it kind of gets repetitive. And some of them are starting to realize that I better find a way to do something to extend the life of the genre, or it's going to die like disco. So I think taking like a punk idea, it's kind of like what the Clash did. If you think about it, like the Clash would be a total punks. Then when they did like Sandinista, they brought in like hip hop, and they brought in like reggae, and they brought in African rhythms. They brought all these different things in, and so I think like that's kind of cool to do that. If you think about what the Clash did, So it's kind of, taking punk and doing that. You get combat rock has a lot of those kind of elements on it as well. So I think it's interesting when bands like evolve and think that way. So that might be cool. I would like the Indian thing you were talking about. That sounds pretty cool. And the DJ thing of the EDM sounds cool too. So as a listener, I would be interested in that. So I don't know if your other listeners would, but I would. So I would like it. But yeah. So you're still heavily working on these new singles. You said you have like a couple in the pipeline. When do we think we're going to hear these? Are going to hear them before the end of the year, or are going more into 2020?
We've got a song that's kind of near completion. We've just got to write a few verses, and then hopefully we can get it out at the end of this year. But
probably more like 2020.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Well, depends how hard we work on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, hopefully one song at the end of the year, and the others will probably be in 2020.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's cool to see you guys are still, working. You were our first, guest on our platform. We kind of switched platforms from one to the next, but we've been doing pretty good on this one. We got like over 20,000 listeners on this platform.
Wow.
So, and we get advertising now. So it's kind of cool. We're always looking to talk to people we've talked to before. And if you guys like have like a bunch of singles, or if you want to talk about your next work, in a couple of months, we can do that. And we're always willing to push like your material. So if you come up with a brand new record, what we've been doing with other artists, when they actually come out with a record, we kind of have a show where we could, release party show, and we'll go run through all their tracks and kind of talk about them. But we've talked to bands that are just releasing singles, and we do this as well, so it's no problem. So if you guys want to let us know when that new single comes out, or you have an album, or you're touring, or something big like a video is coming out, you can let us know. We can do an episode.
Thank you.
Sure, thanks.
So is there anything else you guys want to talk about? You want to let people know what you're doing, or we're cool?
So yeah, I think we might be recording some more kind of acoustic sessions. I'm not sure if you've seen, but did an acoustic version of Wide Asleep.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you thinking about releasing that, or just doing it like a YouTube video?
It's just a YouTube video.
Yeah. But we might be doing one for The Remains of the Ruins.
Oh, that's awesome.
Might release that soon.
Maybe a few acoustic covers of other people's songs.
Oh, yeah. Have you thought that? Well, is there an issue like when you do other people's songs? Do you have a way to release that, or do you get licensing problems so you can't only do like a YouTube, or could you actually release it as like a single or an EP?
I'm not actually sure. I think you might be able to release it like on other platforms, but we're only really looking to do it on YouTube.
That's cool though. That's I think that's a really it's kind of like what MTV Unplugged was like, one of the last cool things they used to do, and then now they don't do any music. but it was cool to see like Nirvana Unplugged. That was a really awesome thing. Pearl Jam Unplugged. You get to see a heavy band do that, and I think that shows the dynamic, and there's a lot of cool things you can do acoustically that have a lot of like emotion and have a lot of expression. It's cool to see that. So I think I'll probably put some links to your YouTube on this episode, because we can do that now. We have like clickable links. So I'll take some of your YouTube videos and put them on this episode as a reference.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I think it's good that so people can see how what you guys look like, not just what you sound like, and how you perform. That's kind of cool. So we'll do that, and hopefully we always tell everybody, if you're a fan of the Muted, go to their streaming sites, but download the song. Don't just stream it. Go to where you can purchase it, because that always helps a band. If you really love a band, buy everything they're selling. So if you're a fan of the Muted, I would tell you that you go out and download and buy whatever you can in your budget. But if you love your band, support them. We thank you guys for coming on the show again, and you're always welcome. And we'll push out your new single and some of your YouTube stuff and your main profile links as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.